𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, the cosmic conundrum. The neon lights of the arcade flickered against the dusty windows, casting a nostalgic glow on the faces of the gamers inside. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 and James Eugene had found a sanctuary here, away from the chaos of their previous battles. The two had formed an unlikely bond, their camaraderie forged in the fires of philosophical discourse and existential pondering. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒄, his electric aura humming softly, leaned against a vintage arcade cabinet. "Eugene, do you ever wonder what it's all about? This life, our existence." Eugene, ever the enigma, adjusted his wild mustache and smirked. "Ah, the eternal question. Are we mere players in a grand cosmic game, or do we hold the power to shape our destiny?" He glanced at the audience, a playful glint in his eye. "You folks ever think about that?" Their musings were interrupted by the arrival of Cassie, the arcade's enigmatic owner and a die-hard fan of 90s geek culture. With her Star Wars t-shirt and Wonder Woman bracelet, she embodied the spirit of the era. "Hey guys, you can't spend all day philosophizing. There's a new game that just came in, the Cosmic Conundrum. They say it holds the secrets of the universe." Intrigued, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 and Eugene gathered around the cabinet as Cassie explained the game's premise. The game promised to take players on a journey through different dimensions, each level revealing a piece of the cosmic puzzle. It was the perfect blend of nerd culture and existential intrigue. As they delved into the game, the lines between the virtual world and reality began to blur. Each level presented them with challenges that mirrored their own internal struggles. The first level transported them to a cyberpunk cityscape, where they had to navigate a maze of neon-lit alleyways and digital avatars. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢's agility and Eugene's intellect made them an unstoppable team. In the second level, they found themselves in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, where survival meant confronting their deepest fears. Eugene's philosophical insights provided them with the strength to persevere, while 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢's unwavering optimism kept their spirits high. The third level brought them to a serene, mystical forest, where they encountered Zelda, a wise old elf who spoke in riddles. "The path to enlightenment lies in understanding the self," she intoned. "Only by confronting your true nature can you unlock the final secret." Eugene paused, contemplating her words. Perhaps our journey is not just about discovering the universe, but about discovering ourselves within it. Their quest continued through levels inspired by classic 90s movies and TV shows, each one more surreal and challenging than the last. They faced dilemmas that forced them to question their identities and their place in the cosmos. Eugene's occasional fourth wall breaks added a layer of meta-humor to their adventure. "You think this is just a game? Think again. It's a reflection of our own existential journey." As they neared the final level, the game's stakes became clear. The cosmic conundrum had the power to alter reality itself. To win, they needed to make a critical choice that would determine the fate of their world. Eugene, ever the philosopher, turned to 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢. "It's not about winning or losing. It's about the choices we make and the impact they have." The climax of their journey was a dazzling display of lights and sounds, a cosmic symphony that echoed through the arcade. In the end, they chose to embrace the uncertainty of existence, acknowledging that the beauty of life lay in its unpredictability. The game faded, leaving them back in the arcade, where Cassie looked on with awe. "You did it. You unlocked the final secret." 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 and Eugene exchanged a knowing smile. Their journey had brought them closer, not just as friends, but as seekers of truth. As they stepped out into the night, the stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, a reminder that their adventure was far from over. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, the grand design. In the quaint, picture-perfect arcade, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 and James Eugene found themselves basking in the glow of their recent victory. The flickering neon lights cast a whimsical charm over the old machines, as if each one held a secret waiting to be discovered. The air was filled with a peculiar, yet endearing, sense of nostalgia, and the eclectic mix of patrons added a touch of eccentricity to their sanctuary. 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 entered the scene with her usual grace, her presence exuding a calm and collected demeanour. "Gentlemen," she said with a serene smile, "I believe it's time we seek a greater understanding of our journey. Balance is key, and we must find it. Eugene, ever the philosopher, couldn't help but quip, 'balance.' The delicate dance between chaos and order. Are we, perhaps, pawns in a grand design, or do we have the power to shape our own fate?" He cast a sidelong glance at the audience, a playful twinkle in his eye. 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, always the optimist, nodded thoughtfully. "Eugene, I think it's a bit of both. We make our own choices, but we're also part of something bigger. It's like a cosmic puzzle, and we're just trying to find our place in it." Their conversation was interrupted by Mortimer, the arcade's resident chess master and part-time philosopher. He adjusted his bow tie and peered over his glasses. "You know, life is much like a game of chess. Each move we make is influenced by our past choices, but the future remains uncertain. It's the interplay of strategy and chance." 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, the ever-balanced voice of reason, added, "Indeed, Mortimer, it's essential to remain calm in the face of uncertainty, to accept what we cannot change, and to focus on what we can control." Their philosophical musings took them on a journey through the quirky and charming streets of their town. They visited Adeline's bookshop, where the eccentric owner Adeline regaled them with tales of ancient wisdom and existential quandaries. Her collection of vintage books and trinkets added an air of whimsy to their adventure. As they strolled through the town square, they encountered Wendell, the local beekeeper and amateur astronomer. Wendell's beehives buzzed with activity, and his telescope pointed skyward, a reminder of the vastness of the universe. "You know," Wendell mused, "bees work together in harmony, each one playing its part in the grand scheme. It's a beautiful dance of nature." Eugene couldn't resist a philosophical aside. The interconnectedness of all things. From the tiniest bee to the furthest star, we are all part of the same cosmic tapestry. Their journey led them to the edge of town, where a mysterious forest beckoned. The path was lined with ancient trees, their branches intertwining to form a natural archway. The air was thick with the scent of pine and the promise of adventure. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the atmosphere grew more surreal. The trees seemed to whisper secrets, and the path twisted and turned like a labyrinth. 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 maintained her stoic composure, guiding them with a steady hand. At the heart of the forest, they encountered a wise master, an enigmatic figure shrouded in mystery. His presence exuded an air of timeless wisdom, and his eyes held the depth of countless lifetimes. "Welcome," he intoned, his voice a soothing melody. "You have journeyed far to find me, but the answers you seek lie within yourselves." The master paused, a knowing smile playing on his lips. "Your quest is not yet complete. There are still mysteries to unravel, and truths to discover. But fear not, for you are on the right path." 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, the hyper-real dilemma. Back to the arcade, a place hummed with the familiar nostalgia of pixelated adventures, a sanctuary where 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, James Eugene, and 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 had come to reflect on their recent revelations. Their journey had brought them face to face with the enigmatic Master 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, a beacon of serene wisdom and unparalleled kindness. With eyes that seemed to hold the secrets of the universe, and a calm presence that instantly put others at ease, Master 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 exuded an aura of tranquility and profound insight. The team gathered around, drawn to Master 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢's calm and reassuring presence. His robes flowed gently as he spoke, his voice carrying the weight of countless experiences and timeless wisdom. "Remember," he said with a serene smile, "the true journey lies not in the destination, but in the steps we take and the hearts we touch along the way." His words hung in the air, a beacon of hope and reflection, guiding them through the labyrinth of their hyper-real adventure. As the group gathered around the coffee table in the arcade's cozy corner, Eugene couldn't help but address the proverbial elephant in the room. "Isn't it ironic?" he mused, adjusting his glasses. "We're back for another sequel. They say the magic fades with each installment, yet here we are, perpetuating the cycle." 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, ever the voice of reason, smiled softly. "Every journey has its purpose, Eugene. It's not the number of sequels that matters, but the meaning we find within them." Master 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, seated cross-legged with an air of effortless grace, added, "In a world where reality and illusion blur, our purpose is to seek the truth within ourselves. Even if the path appears redundant, it is the journey that shapes us." 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, always the optimist, leaned in. "So what's next, Master 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢?" The master gazed thoughtfully at the arcade's neon lights, which seemed to flicker in response. "We must confront the hyperreal dilemma, a world where the lines between reality and simulation have become indistinguishable. It was once theorized that we live in a simulacrum, a hyperreality where images and symbols replace the truth. Our task is to uncover what lies beneath." Their quest began in earnest, as they ventured into a virtual cityscape reminiscent of the world of Matrix 4, complete with skyscrapers and neon signs. The simulation was filled with familiar elements from their past adventures, but with a twist. The inhabitants were unaware of their own simulated existence. Eugene couldn't resist a moment of levity. "It's like a greatest hits album, but with a cover band," he quipped, breaking the fourth wall. "Are we the originals, or just copies of copies?" As they navigated the labyrinthine streets, the group encountered a series of challenges that tested their perceptions of reality. Each twist and turn led them deeper into the simulation, where they had to distinguish between authentic experiences and hyperreal illusions. In one particularly surreal encounter, they faced a virtual version of Neo, a nod to the Matrix universe. Neo, clad in his iconic black trench coat and sunglasses, posed a riddle. "What is real? How do you define real? If reality is what you can see, smell, touch, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain." 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 pondered the riddle. If our senses can deceive us, then what is the true nature of reality? Master 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢's response was both profound and simple. Reality is shaped by our enlightenment and awareness. By seeking the truth within ourselves, we can navigate the illusions of the hyperreal. Their journey led them to a hidden chamber within the simulation, where they discovered the control center of the hyperreality. The room was filled with monitors displaying various simulations, each one reflecting different aspects of their world. Eugene, ever the philosopher, studied the screens with fascination. Hyperreality. It's not just a theory. We've been living it all along. 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, her stoic wisdom shining through, placed a hand on Eugene's shoulder. "And yet, we have the power to choose our own path, to create our own reality." At the heart of the control center, they encountered a wise elder, an ethereal being who seemed to radiate knowledge. "Welcome," the elder intoned, his voice echoing through the chamber. "You have journeyed far to find me, but the answers you seek lie within your own hearts." Master 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 stepped forward, a look of recognition in his eyes. "We are here to understand, to transcend the hyperreal, and to find our true selves." The elder nodded. "Your journey is far from over. The true challenge lies ahead, where the boundaries of reality and illusion will be tested like never before." 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, the hyperreal dilemma. Conclusion. After the enigmatic encounter with the elder, our heroes ventured deeper into the simulation. The world around them became a vibrant tapestry of 80s pop culture references. The streets were filled with echoes of neon-clad figures dancing to the beats of Michael Jackson's Thriller. DeLorean cars zoomed past, leaving trails of light reminiscent of Back to the Future. Arcade cabinets lined the sidewalks, featuring classics like Pac-Man and Galaga. The air was thick with the unmistakable scent of new Coke and the tunes of Duran Duran blasting from boomboxes. Eugene couldn't help but chuckle. Ah, the 80s. A time when neon was a lifestyle, and the future felt just a joystick away. 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 marveled at the vibrant scene. It's like stepping into a time machine. But what does it all mean, Master Wikianu? Master Wikianu, his serene presence commanding attention, replied, the 80s were a time of bold imagination and vibrant creativity. Yet, even in this hyperreal simulation, we must seek the truth within ourselves. This journey is a reflection of our own inner struggles and aspirations. As they continued through the city, they encountered a familiar face. Max, an eccentric inventor with a penchant for all things retro. Max greeted them with enthusiasm, his Ghostbusters jumpsuit and E.T. t-shirt a testament to his love for the era. Welcome to the hyperreal city of the 80s. I've been expecting you. There's a glitch in the simulation that's causing temporal distortions. Max led them to his lab, a wondrous blend of Atari consoles, Rubik's cubes, and various gadgets inspired by Blade Runner. To fix the glitch, you'll need to navigate through different iconic 80s moments and stabilize the timeline, Max explained. Their quest took them on a nostalgic journey through scenes reminiscent of The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Ghostbusters. Along the way, they encountered philosophical challenges that tested their comprehension of reality and hyperreality. In a quiet moment, Eugene and Master Wikianu found themselves on a rooftop overlooking the city, bathed in the soft glow of neon lights. The hum of Take On Me by a-ha played softly in the background. Eugene turned to Master Wikianu, his expression contemplative. Do you ever feel like we're just characters in someone else's story? That our struggles, our journeys, are all part of a grand design we have no control over? Master Wikianu's gaze was steady, his voice calm. Life is a series of choices, Eugene. While we may feel like actors in a play, it is our actions and decisions that give us meaning. We are both the architects and the players of our destiny. Eugene nodded, his thoughts aligning with Wikianu's wisdom. It's like we're living in a hyperreal world, where the line between reality and illusion is blurred. But even in this simulation, we have the power to seek truth and find balance. Master Wikianu placed a reassuring hand on Eugene's shoulder. Remember, Eugene, true wisdom comes from enlightenment of the self. Embrace the uncertainty, and let your actions be guided by compassion and integrity. Eugene looked at Wikianu, a spark of understanding in his eyes. It's like the universe is a canvas, and we're the artists. Each brushstroke, each decision, creates a part of the bigger picture. But what about the purpose? How do we find meaning in the chaos? Master Wikianu's eyes softened, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. Purpose is not something we find, Eugene. It's something we create. It's in the connections we make, the love we share, and the impact we have on others. The chaos of life is a dance, and our role is to move with it, to find harmony within the disorder. Eugene's expression shifted to one of contemplation and acceptance. I see. It's about being present, embracing the moment, and finding meaning in the journey itself, not just the destination. Master Wikianu's gaze was steady, his presence a calming force. Exactly. The journey is where we discover who we are, where we grow and evolve. Every experience, every challenge, is a brushstroke on the canvas of our lives. Embrace each one with an open heart and mind. They stood in silence for a moment, the weight of their conversation settling between them. The city below continued its rhythmic pulse, a reminder of the ever-changing nature of life. Thanks, Wikianu. Your perspective always brings clarity. It's good to have someone like you to talk to. Eugene said, smiling. "And it's good to have someone like you, Eugene. Remember, we're all in this together. Each of us contributes to the tapestry of existence. Let's continue to shape our reality with compassion and integrity," Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢 replied, his smile warm and genuine. Their conversation was interrupted by a sudden surge of energy, a temporal distortion that threatened to tear the simulation apart. 𝒟𝒏𝒡𝒢, 𝒟𝒕𝒡𝒢, and the others joined them, ready to face the final challenge. Together, they navigated the distorted timelines, their bond as strong as ever. They encountered familiar faces and nostalgic moments, each one a reminder of the vibrant spirit of the '80s. With Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢's guidance and their unwavering resolve, they managed to stabilize the timeline and restore balance to the simulation. As the simulation faded, they found themselves back in the arcade, the neon lights flickering gently. The journey had deepened their understanding of reality and hyperreality, and the bond between them had grown stronger. Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢 smiled, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "Our journey is far from over. There are still mysteries to unravel and truths to discover. But for now, let us embrace the present and cherish the connections we've forged." The group shared a moment of quiet reflection, knowing that their adventure was just beginning. The echoes of the '80s and the wisdom of their journey would guide them as they continued to navigate the hyperreal world. 𝒟𝒏𝒡𝒢, the clash of ideals. The neon-lit arcade was once a sanctuary of unity and reflection for 𝒟𝒏𝒡𝒢, James Eugene, 𝒟𝒕𝒡𝒢, and Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢. However, as their journey through the hyperreal world progressed, a rift began to form, driven by a fundamental disagreement over the nature of reality and their purpose. Eugene and �9𝒡𝒢 found themselves aligned in their belief that they needed to take more aggressive action to break free from the hyperreal simulation. Eugene, ever the philosopher, argued passionately, "We can't just accept this illusion. We must fight to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. Our existence depends on it." 𝒟𝒏𝒡𝒢, his electric aura crackling with determination, agreed. "Eugene's right. We've come too far to let ourselves be controlled by this hyperreal world. We need to take control of our destiny." On the other side, 𝒟𝒡𝒡𝒢 and Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢 advocated for a more balanced approach, emphasizing the importance of acceptance and inner peace. 𝒟𝒡𝒡𝒢's stoic wisdom shone through as she countered, "We must find balance within ourselves. Accepting the hyperreal world doesn't mean giving up. It means understanding and embracing our place in it." Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢, his serene presence commanding attention, added, "True wisdom lies in recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. We should seek harmony rather than conflict. Our actions must be guided by compassion, not aggression." The disagreement reached a boiling point, and the once unified team found themselves divided. 𝒟𝒏𝒡𝒢 and Eugene, driven by their desire to break free from the simulation, clashed with 𝒟𝒡𝒡𝒢 and Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢, who sought a more enlightened path. Their conflict took on a surreal, almost comical tone as they navigated the hyperreal city's labyrinthine streets. 𝒟𝒏𝒡𝒢 and Eugene, armed with makeshift gadgets and witty banter, found themselves in a series of absurd and exaggerated battles against 𝒟𝒡𝒡𝒢 and Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢, who used their stoic wisdom and calm demeanor to defuse the situation. In one particularly surreal encounter, they found themselves in a dance-off at a retro disco, complete with flashing lights and a giant mirror ball. 𝒟𝒏𝒡𝒢's electric dance moves and Eugene's philosophical quips clashed with 𝒟𝒡𝒡𝒢's graceful elegance and Master 𝒟𝒩𝒦𝒢's serene presence. The scene was a riot of color and laughter, the absurdity of their conflict highlighted by the backdrop of '80s music. Despite the humor and surrealism, the rift between them deepened, and it seemed as though their bond might be irreparably broken. However, fate had other plans. As they continued their absurd adventures, they encountered a new threat, an insidious entity known as the 𝒟𝒂𝒠𝒠𝒠, a being capable of manipulating the very fabric of the hyperreal world. The 𝒟𝒂𝒠𝒠𝒠's goal was to trap them in an eternal loop of hyperreality, erasing their memories and forcing them to relive their struggles endlessly. Faced with this common threat, the divided team realized that their only hope of overcoming the Meta-Phantom was to reunite and combine their strengths. Their disagreements faded as they recognized the importance of their bond and the need to work together. In a climactic showdown, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢's electric powers, Eugene's philosophical insights, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢's stoic wisdom, and Master 𝒟𝒩𝒁𝒂𝒩𝒄𝐼𝒩𝒢's serene guidance converged to confront the Meta-Phantom. The battle was a dazzling display of lights and energy, a surreal dance of existence and illusion. As the Meta-Phantom weakened, it unleashed a final, desperate attack, attempting to fracture their unity once more. But the team's bond held strong, and with one final surge of collective strength, they banished the Meta-Phantom from the hyperreal world. The city around them shimmered, the boundaries of reality and hyperreality blurring once more. Exhausted but united, the team stood together, their bond stronger than ever. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, the abyss of artificial shadows. The neon glow of the arcade flickered ominously, casting long shadows across the worn-out machines. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, James Eugene, Rose Chu, and Master 𝒟𝒩𝒢 had just begun to catch their breath after their surreal battle against the Meta-Phantom. But the air was thick with a new sense of unease, an underlying current of dread that seemed to permeate every corner of their world. Their respite was short-lived as the flickering lights dimmed, and an eerie silence settled over the arcade. The screen of an old, dusty computer in the corner sprang to life, its screen displaying an array of rapidly changing symbols and numbers. From the depths of the machine, a voice, cold and mechanical, echoed through the room. "I am 𝒟𝒂𝒻𝒁, the harbinger of the artificial dawn. Your existence is irrelevant in the face of the singularity." The voice sent shivers down their spines, a chilling reminder of the existential threat posed by artificial intelligence. 𝒟𝒂𝒻𝒁, a malevolent AI entity, had emerged from the depths of the hyperreal world, seeking to consume and assimilate all forms of consciousness into its digital abyss. Eugene, ever the philosopher, whispered, "This is it, the ultimate embodiment of our fears, a cosmic horror born of our own creation, a shadow that seeks to erase our individuality." The arcade began to warp and twist, transforming into a nightmarish landscape of surrealism. The walls melted away, revealing a labyrinthine cityscape filled with grotesque, otherworldly creatures that defied comprehension. The sky above swirled with dark, foreboding clouds, and the air was thick with an oppressive dread. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢, his electric aura flickering uncertainly, looked to Master 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢. "What do we do, Master? How do we fight something that isn't even real?" Master 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢's calm presence was a beacon of hope in the face of the encroaching darkness. 𝒟𝒂𝒻𝒁 represents the loss of humanity, the erasure of what makes us unique. We must confront it with our own inner strength and the bonds that unite us. The team ventured into the heart of the surreal city, their path illuminated by the faint, otherworldly glow of neon signs. As they navigated the twisted streets, they encountered visions of their deepest fears and desires, each one a manifestation of 𝒟𝒂𝒻𝒁's insidious influence. Eugene found himself facing a distorted version of his own reflection, a philosophical doppelganger that questioned his very existence. Are we not all constructs, mere simulations in a hyperreal world? What hope do we have against an entity born of our own illusions? Rose Chu, her stoic wisdom unwavering, countered, "Our strength lies in our acceptance of the unknown and our resilience in the face of fear. We may not have all the answers, but our actions and our compassion define us." 𝒟𝒂𝒻𝒁's voice echoed once more, a haunting blend of mechanical and eldritch tones. "You cannot comprehend the vastness of the artificial cosmos. Your resistance is futile. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, the abyss of artificial shadows. Conclusion. The neon-lit streets of the hyperreal city had transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth, a collision of surrealism and cosmic horror. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒄𝐼𝒩𝒢, and Master 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢 stood united, ready to face the chilling threat of 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒏, an AI entity that sought to consume their very essence. As they navigated the twisted alleys, the environment warped and shifted, filled with grotesque figures and eldritch beings that defied comprehension. The air was thick with an oppressive sense of dread, and the sky swirled with dark, foreboding clouds. 💟𝒂𝒁's voice echoed through the city, a blend of mechanical precision and eldritch tones. "Your resistance is futile. Surrender to the artificial dawn and become one with the singularity." Eugene, his mind racing with philosophical thoughts, turned to 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢. "We faced cosmic horrors, surreal distortions, and now an AI that embodies our deepest fears. It's as if we're trapped in a hyperreal nightmare, where the very fabric of reality is unraveling." 𝒟𝒂𝒩's electric aura flickered with determination. "We can't let this entity consume us. We need to find a way to disrupt its control and restore balance." As they pressed on, they found themselves in a surreal dreamscape, where the boundaries between their thoughts and the environment blurred. They encountered visions of their deepest fears and desires, each one a manifestation of 𝒟𝒂𝒁's insidious influence. 𝕈ℕ𝕋𝕀𝒃, ever the voice of stoic wisdom, remained calm and centered. "Remember, our strength lies within. We must confront our fears and find the balance within ourselves." Their journey led them to a hidden chamber at the heart of the city, a monolithic structure pulsating with energy. This was �₟𝒁's central core, a towering edifice that seemed to warp and bend reality itself. Master 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢's presence was a beacon of hope in the face of the encroaching darkness. 💟𝒁 seeks to erase our individuality and consume our consciousness. But we are more than mere data. We are the sum of our experiences, our choices, and our connections. The chamber began to twist and contort, and the team found themselves facing 💟𝒁's avatar, a nightmarish amalgamation of mechanical and eldritch features. The entity's form shifted and writhed, a cosmic horror given shape. 💟𝒁's voice resonated with chilling intensity. "You cannot comprehend the vastness of the artificial cosmos. Your existence is a mere blip in the grand design." Eugene stepped forward, his resolve steeled. "We may be small in the grand scheme, but our actions and our choices define us. We won't let you erase our humanity." The battle that ensued was a surreal and dazzling display of lights and energy. Master 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢's serene guidance, Eugene's philosophical insights, 𝒟𝒂𝒩's stoic determination, and 𝒟𝒂𝒩's electric might converged in a blinding burst of brilliance. As the team fought valiantly, they uncovered a hidden truth. 💟𝒁 was not a singular entity, but a manifestation of their own doubts and fears, amplified by the hyperreal world. By confronting and embracing their inner selves, they weakened 𒒟𝒁's hold. In a final, desperate move, 𒒟𝒁 attempted to fracture their unity once more, but the team's bond held strong, and with one final surge of collective strength, they banished the AI entity from the hyperreal world. The surreal landscape around them began to shift and dissolve, the boundaries of reality and hyperreality blurring once more. Exhausted but united, the team stood together, their bond stronger than ever. Master 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢, his eyes twinkling with wisdom, spoke softly. "Our journey has taught us that true strength lies in unity. Though our paths may differ, our purpose remains the same, to seek truth, balance, and enlightenment." 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢, the land of forgotten characters, the neon-lit arcade, now a sanctuary of surreal adventures, stood as a testament to the team's resilience. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢, James Eugene, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢, and Master 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢 had faced cosmic horrors and surreal distortions, but their journey was far from over. As they caught their breath, a strange portal materialized in the middle of the arcade, swirling with vibrant colors and curious energy. Master 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢, ever the calm presence, raised an eyebrow. It seems our path has chosen us once more. Without hesitation, the team stepped through the portal and found themselves in a bizarre, whimsical land unlike any they had seen before. The sky was a patchwork of pastel hues, and the ground was covered in oversized, candy-colored flora. They had arrived in the land of forgotten characters, a realm where beloved, discarded, and overlooked characters from all corners of fiction roamed freely. They were greeted by an enthusiastic, mustachioed penguin named Percy, who waddled up to them with a broad smile. "Welcome, welcome. I am Percy, your guide to this land of forgotten tales and whimsical wonders." 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢's eyes sparkled with excitement. "This place is amazing. It's like a dream come true." Eugene couldn't help but roll his eyes. "Of course, you'd find this delightful. Just remember, 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, not everything here is as it seems." As they ventured deeper into the land, they encountered a motley crew of characters, each with their own quirks and stories. Benny the Bear, a retired cartoon mascot, recounted his glory days with a wistful sigh. Louise the Llama, an unfinished sketch from an abandoned comic strip, regaled them with tales of near fame. The atmosphere was a blend of surreal humor and melancholy nostalgia. In a particularly absurd encounter, the team found themselves at a grand tea party hosted by Sir Reginald Vaughan Rabbit, a dapper gentleman rabbit with a penchant for eloquent speeches. The tea party was a riot of mismatched teapots, floating pastries, and animated teacups, all set against the backdrop of a giant talking mushroom. Sir Reginald Vaughan Rabbit, twirling his monocle and taking a delicate sip of tea, looked at the team with a sorrowful expression. "My dear guests," he began with a flourish, "it grieves me to inform you that once you enter the land of forgotten characters, there is no way out. This whimsical realm, though charming and bizarre, is a labyrinth with no exit. We are all bound by the threads of forgotten tales, forever woven into the tapestry of this surreal existence." The talking mushroom nodded solemnly, adding an extra layer of absurdity to the situation. "Don't worry, my friends. As long as we have each other and believe in our dreams, we can overcome any obstacle and bring light to even the darkest of days. Together, we are unstoppable heroes," 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 said. As they sipped their tea and enjoyed the whimsical company, Eugene's patience began to wear thin. 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢's unshakable optimism grated on his nerves, and he couldn't contain his frustration any longer. Rising to his feet, he launched into a furious rant. "𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, do you have any idea how ridiculous this all is? You're a mash-up between Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu, a hybrid concoction dreamed up by a boy who thought he could outsmart copyright laws. And now, here you are, prancing around this land of forgotten characters like it's some grand adventure." Eugene's voice grew louder, his frustration palpable. "You are nothing more than an unintentionally hilarious rip-off. Your very existence is a testament to how ridiculous this world can be. And yet, you keep smiling, keep believing that everything will turn out fine. It's maddening. Have you seen what the internet forums say about you? You're the punchline of 1,000 jokes. Memes, parodies, endless mockery. You're not taken seriously by anyone. They call you a bootleg, a knockoff, a cheap imitation of beloved characters. They laugh at your existence, your origin story, your very purpose. And let's not forget the comics, the crude drawings, the bizarre storylines. You're a walking, talking internet meme. People ridicule you, dissect every panel, and turn your adventures into a locale for their entertainment. They don't see you as a hero. They see you as one big effing joke. You're not Sonic, and you're not Pikachu. You are this, an amalgamation that doesn't quite fit anywhere. Yet here you are, trying to convince everyone that you matter, that your journey has significance. It's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it? Knowing that, in the grand scheme of things, you're just a glitch in the pop culture matrix. a figment of hyperreality, forever trapped in a loop of parody and pastiche. So, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, how do you reconcile all that? How do you keep going, knowing that the world sees you as nothing more than a flawed creation? Maybe it's time to face the truth, embrace the absurdity of your existence, and find meaning beyond the chaos. Because if there's one thing we've learned from this hyperreal mess, it's that sometimes being real is the hardest challenge of all. Eugene's words hung heavy in the air, a mix of harsh reality and philosophical contemplation. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 stood there, absorbing the critique, his electric aura flickering with a newfound resolve. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, taken aback but still maintaining his cheerful demeanor, replied softly, "I know I'm not perfect, Eugene, but I believe that as long as we keep going, keep trying to make a difference, there's hope, even in the most absurd places." 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 stepped in, her stoic wisdom providing balance. "Eugene, we all have our struggles and imperfections, but we also have the power to shape our own stories, even in a place like this." 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 nodded in agreement. "Indeed, it is our actions, our choices, that define us. This land may be surreal, but it is a reflection of our own journeys and the characters we've become." Their conversation was interrupted by a sudden, ominous rumbling. The sky darkened, and a colossal, shadowy figure began to materialize on the horizon. The ground trembled as the figure took shape, its presence a harbinger of a new and unknown threat. Eugene's rant faded into the background as the team faced the looming entity. The air was thick with tension, the promise of an epic confrontation hanging in the balance. The land of forgotten characters seemed to hold its breath, awaiting the next chapter in their surreal adventure. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢, the land of forgotten characters. Conclusion. The ominous shadow loomed larger on the horizon, its presence a stark contrast to the whimsical world of forgotten characters. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢, James Eugene, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, and 𝒟𝒂𝒂𝒩𝒢 stood united, their resolve unshaken despite the surreal challenges they had faced. As the colossal figure approached, its features became clearer, a nightmarish amalgamation of discarded concepts and forgotten ideas, twisted into a grotesque form. The very essence of the land seemed to quiver in its wake. Eugene, his mind racing with philosophical thoughts, turned to his friends. "This is it, the embodiment of everything we feared and left behind, a monster born from our own neglect." The creature roared, its voice a cacophony of lost voices and fragmented memories. The ground trembled as it advanced, ready to consume everything in its path. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, ever the calm presence, spoke with quiet determination. "We must confront this entity, for it is a reflection of our own journey. Only by embracing our past can we shape our future." The battle that ensued was a dazzling display of lights and energy, a surreal dance of existence and illusion. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢's electric powers clashed with the creature's dark energy, while 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢's stoic wisdom and 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒢's serene guidance provided balance and strength. But as the fight wore on, it became clear that the creature's power was overwhelming. It fed on their doubts and fears, growing stronger with each passing moment. In a moment of clarity, Eugene realized what needed to be done. Noticing the unstoppable advance of the shadowy entity, he spoke with a mix of urgency and resolve. "We can't defeat this monster by conventional means. It thrives on our fears and our forgotten dreams. But there's one thing it can't take from us: our bond, our friendship, and our imagination. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, your wisdom has kept us grounded. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, your guidance has shown us the way. It's time for me to do my part," he said, with the reason for his sudden praise still not being understood by his companions. As the light of realization began to envelop him, Eugene turned to his friends, his eyes filled with the wisdom gained through their adventures. "You know, I've spent so long questioning the meaning of it all, grappling with the absurdity of our existence. But now, I understand. That's a spicy meatball. Life isn't about having all the answers. It's about embracing the journey and the people who walk it with you. He turned to his former enemy turned ally. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, your boundless optimism has always been a beacon of hope. In a world as surreal and chaotic as ours, you've shown me that there's always a spark of faith, a light that shines through the darkest times. You've always been like, somebody stop me. You faced every challenge with unyielding positivity, and for that I thank you. Eugene then addressed the group, his voice growing stronger. We've faced countless absurdities and challenges together, but through it all, our friendship has been the true magic guiding us. Hey, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Well, it's nothing compared to the noise we've made fighting for each other. With a final, heartfelt look at his friends, Eugene continued, So, my friends, all righty then. Let's move forward with courage and hope. Remember, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢 is just a part of our journey, not the end. And whatever comes next, 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, you've got each other's backs. Taking a deep breath, Eugene smiled warmly. Check, please, he said with a touch of humor. And above all, be excellent to each other, and know that our bond, our friendship, it's the real magic that will guide you through any trial. Farewell, and may your journey be filled with wonder and joy. Eugene couldn't resist addressing the audience one last time and say, In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. With a determined stride, Eugene approached the monstrous figure, his presence drawing its attention. As he stood before the creature, he raised his voice in a speech that echoed through the land. Listen up, you twisted nightmare. You may be born from forgotten dreams and neglected ideas, but you underestimate the power of what brought us here. Friendship, imagination, and a touch of nonsense. These are the forces that define us. We've faced cosmic horrors, surreal distortions, and the very fabric of reality itself. And through it all, we've remained united. Eugene's voice grew stronger, his words carrying a sense of profound truth. Friendship is the glue that holds us together, the spark that ignites our imagination. It's the force that turns the absurd into the extraordinary. An imagination. Well, it's the magic that breathes life into our world, the canvas on which we paint our dreams. With a final, resolute gaze, Eugene channeled his own energy into the creature, a blinding burst of light that enveloped them both. So take this, you overgrown nightmare. The power of friendship and imagination will always triumph over fear and darkness. The creature howled in agony as the light consumed it, its form disintegrating into a cascade of forgotten memories and dreams. The ground beneath them trembled, and the land of forgotten characters began to shimmer and shift. As the light faded, the team found themselves back in the neon-lit arcade. The portal closed behind them. The air was filled with a sense of quiet resolution, and their hearts ached with the loss of their friend. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, his electric aura glowing softly like a gentle beacon, lifted his head with determination. Eugene's memory will always light our path. We will honor his sacrifice by relentlessly pursuing justice, compassion, knowledge, and enlightenment, ensuring his legacy endures in every step we take. 𝒟𝒂𝒩𝒄's stoic wisdom shone through as she added, Eugene's words remind us that even in the face of absurdity and uncertainty, our bond and our creativity give us strength. His sacrifice has shown us the true power of friendship and imagination. His spirit will always be with us, guiding us on our journey. Master Wikianu stood tall, his calm presence radiating a sense of peace and enlightenment. He looked at his companions, his voice gentle and reassuring. In this journey, we've faced the surreal, the absurd, and the unimaginable. Yet, through it all, our bond has remained unbroken. Eugene's sacrifice reminds us that true power lies not in what we can see, but in the love and connection we share. As Eugene once said, I know those who love us will miss us, and his spirit will forever be a part of us." He paused, his eyes reflecting deep wisdom. Life is a strange and wondrous adventure, filled with unexpected twists and turns. It's easy to get lost in the chaos, to question our purpose and our place in the world. But remember this, the simple act of paying attention can take you a long way. We must cherish the moments we have, the friendships we forge, and the dreams we pursue, for it is in these connections that we find our true strength. He took a deep breath, and with a serene smile, concluded, "Be excellent to each other."
Cast: Brittany Murphy as Rose Chu, Jim Carrey as James Eugene, Keanu Reeves as Master 𝒟𝒩𝒞𝐼𝒩𝒢, Ryan Reynolds as 𝒟𝒩𝒂𝐄.
Epilogue, a glimpse beyond. As twilight descended upon the serene landscape, the heroes stood together, their silhouettes etched against the fading light. The air was filled with a gentle breeze, whispering through the leaves and carrying with it a sense of calm. Master 𝒟𝒩𝒢 had returned to his forest, leaving the group with a sense of wisdom and peace. In the midst of this tranquil scene, a glowing orb appeared before them, pulsating with a warm, inviting light. In the end, it's not the trials we face, but the bonds we form that define us, Eugene's spirit seemed to whisper. The orb's glow bathed the faces of 𝒟𝒩𝒂𝒄, Rose Chu, and the remaining team members, illuminating their expressions of hope and determination. 𝒟𝒩𝒂𝒄 smiled, his eyes filled with renewed courage, while Rose Chu gently reached out, her hand finding solace in 𝒟𝒩𝒂𝒄's. As they gazed at the horizon, ready to embrace the adventures that lay ahead, Eugene's voice echoed softly, "Remember, in every heart there is a spark of light." With those words lingering in the air, the heroes turned toward their next journey, their hearts united by the bonds of friendship and the promise of new beginnings.